You're listening to War. We Are America Radio, a place where conservatives, libertarians, and Tea Party Americans come together to get the real deal news. No filter, and a lot of patriotic spirit. We Are America Radio.
You are listening live to the Vito and Vito Show. Disrespectful to the executive branch.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
Don't sign the damn deal, and the president will...
Therefore, I do not believe that the majority can vote a man's life or property or freedom away from him.
And we're live here on the Vito and Vito Show. I'm Vito.
And I'm Vito.
And we want to welcome everybody to the Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vito and Vito Show. And boy, do we have a show for you, Vito. We have a show for you. This is an out-of-control show that is going to blow your mind away when you hear about the sickness on the left.
The exploitation of children?
You want to talk about the exploitation of labor? If you're a Marxist, socialist, Democrat, progressive... Wait, you want to talk about exploitation? The only ones exploiting children, ladies and gentlemen, are Democrats. Wait till you hear. I'm sure you all heard about this. We're going to play a little bit here on the show. We're going to go into it over the Port Racism 2016 Super PAC.
This video was so vulgar that it took Vito like 3 hours to just beep out all of the curses and swearing.
It's unbelievable, and it's disgusting.
And these are children.
Yes, it's disgusting. There's children right there. It's absolutely disgusting. We got some clips for you, and we're going to play them in just a little bit. But before we go any further, I want to go ahead and introduce ourselves, the Vito and Vito Show, two millennial, conservative age. What are we? Libertarian conservative, right? What do you want to call us?
I think that's the title we gave ourselves.
That's what we give. That's the titles we give ourselves. We're the best in conservative talk, self-identified.
That's another title.
That's another. And my name is not really Vito. That's a title. All right, listen, we're gonna have a blast here. So we got the Port Racism 2016. Plus, we got some clips for you tonight. Plus, we got some groundbreaking news coming out of California. Vito,
you want to talk about this now?
Not now. We'll save it for the end of the program. But it's certainly a powerful topic.
Absolutely. The legislators in California are trying to force porn to wear condoms.
Force porn?
Porn stars.
That's better.
I can't take these freaking liberals.
This is He's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. It's going to be unreal later tonight. You believe that? I mean, this is the emphasis on liberty being thrown out the window, ladies and gentlemen. Wait till you hear what we have to say about this and what the California legislature is seeking on doing in order to help adult film stars have safer activities. Yeah, it's going to be great. They are, it's some crazy stuff. I'm going to save it to the end of the show, so stick around till you hear that. And we're going to talk about the fall of Jeb Bush, the establishment. Oh, man, what a shame.
And I think Fox just released the next debate. They're kicking off Huckabee and Chris Christie.
That's it. They're demoting them to the second stage.
Demoting them.
And Rand Paul, unfortunately, is last. He seems like the next one to go and fall off the
Which is what they're saying. The ship. If you're not going to drop out, we're just going to put you at like a debate at like 5 o'clock and nobody listens to.
Debate hell. If you don't get the pin pal, you're going to debate
Purgatory.
hell. Listen, it is what it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Again, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vito and Vito Show. Let's get started, Vito. Let's talk about this Port Racism 2016 Super PAC exploiting children in order to get people to attack Donald Trump.
Right, to raise the awareness, I'm using air quotes here, to raise the awareness of the racism of the Donald. How he hates brown people and Latinos and, offensive words like illegal.
The PAC to Port Racism says it will give $5,000 to anyone in the audience of the NBC show. Remember, he's hosting Saturday Night Live on Saturday night. And they're going to give $5,000 to anyone who interrupts the live TV broadcast by shouting the words "deport racism" or "Trump is a racist." The group says on its website that allowing Trump to host a famed comedy program, quote, sends the wrong message that his offensive and racist comments about Latinos and Mexicans are acceptable. Now, listen. We're not the biggest Trump fans here on the program. We're fans of Ted Cruz. But the issue still remains here, and this is something you got to listen to if you haven't already. We got some clips for you. And I just want to show you, they talk about liberals are supposed to be open-minded. How racism is a form of closed-mindedness, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't think conservatives are racist. I don't think conservatives, even though the liberals portray us to be racist, none of us really harbor racist bones in our bodies. But the left harbors ridiculous racist quotes, ridiculous motives, ridiculous ideas of closed-mindedness on their side. And they're quick to call us the racist and closed-minded bigots. Let's play the first clip right here. I want you to listen to what this group says. First of all, listen to the shock value of children right now being exploited by this group. But I want you to listen to just what these people are saying. Listen to what they're saying about Republican voters. Listen to how they label Republicans. I want you to listen to this clip. Go ahead, producer, play it.
Hola, Donald Trump. Screaming, get out of my country. Republicans use offensive words.
So here's a few of our own.
You racist.
So right there you go. The GOP used... First of all, I want to just comment, Vito. You heard the clip. Is it disgusting to hear that vulgar language like that coming out of children's mouths?
I mean, come on. We've seen this from the left before, like the feminist videos.
Yeah.
They keep doing this because I don't know if they think it's cute or if it works or people maybe get a point by seeing children
The point is to have shock
use this
value.
language.
The
Shock
point
value.
is shock value.
Oh my God. Like, look how disgusting this is. Let me check out the website and actually support this cause. I don't think that really works that way.
Do you think you're going to gain people on your side by having racist undertones, stupidity, exploitation of children, the screaming, the yelling, the cursing? How do you present a logical, rational argument if all you're doing is cursing and screaming?
That's one. That, what they're talking about isn't true. And then using children to do this.
Well, let's get to that in a second. I want to talk about the truth of the matter, but it's a good conversation to have to start off with, talking about just how disgusting the left uses the means that the ends justify the means of the left. Look at what they do in order to get their point across. It's absolutely disgusting. Now let's talk about the issue at hand here. The GOP uses offensive words. Republicans use offensive words. What offensive words do we use, Vito?
Illegal.
How is illegal an offensive word?
Because when you call somebody illegal, they realize that they are not a citizen of the United States, and that must really hit home.
I mean, if you think about it, when Republicans say illegal immigrants, there is obviously...
Undocumented, Vito. Undocumented.
Shut up. There is obviously... This is not the place for political correctness.
Political correct show.
Yeah, we're political correct. If we're talking about illegal... I want to just specify this on terms that everybody can understand, because I think every conservative and a libertarian who loves their country is out there right now. Every Tea Partier is listening into this quote. Listening to what these morons are saying at Deport Racism. And their jaw is dropping. But they're not surprised. What we see here, when Republicans say illegal immigrant, is a contrast to legal immigration. And it's a shame we got to have this type of conversation, Vito. Because if immigrants all came in legally, we wouldn't be having this issue.
Mm-hmm.
But because immigrants decide to circumvent our laws, just walk across the border.
And take advantage of Democrats and these rhinos that do not enforce the law.
Absolutely. And don't forget, take advantage of the welfare system that we have in this country.
Your tax dollars.
Of course. We're somehow the party that is racist. We're the ones that don't want to uphold the rule of law. We're the immoral ones. And you can listen to what these kids are saying. Well, what these parents of these kids... First of all, the parents are disgusting. Letting their children be humiliated and subjected to this. But you listen to what the message is, and it's nothing but bloviating nonsense about how we use offensive words. Right away, Republicans use offensive words like illegal. Republicans use offensive words. Offensive words, my ass, offensive words. The only thing offensive that we're using, Vito, is the truth. And it's only offensive to those who can't handle it. That's the kicker here. That's the kicker.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't. And that's what bothers me the most, is that nobody is willing to actually stand up and call this issue for what it is. And they're blaming Donald Trump. Like, we've been talking about this issue. Yeah, listen, his language is inflammatory. We get that. That's Donald Trump. That's his nature. But listen to me. I don't want to hear this anymore from the left, saying how it's Donald Trump who's the most racist man in America. How is he racist? What did he say? What could he have possibly said, Donald Trump, that would tell me he's a racist? He doesn't say he hates Mexicans. He never used the word beaner and wetback. He never used these derogatory terms to describe
They
Latino
said that's
Americans.
what he means. That's the best. So assuming and saying, well, that's what he really means.
That doesn't make any sense, though, because he doesn't.
That makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. And you notice how Democrats and the left always leave out illegal when they talk about illegal immigrants. Mm-hmm. So the GOP hates immigrants. This country was founded on immigrants. This and that. Okay. Legal immigration.
I mean, think about it.
I get into arguments all the time online. Out in the beautiful world we live in. They tell me, well, how'd you come here? How'd you get here? I said, my grandparents were immigrants. Most people in America were immigrants. Mm-hmm. He says, see, he wants to stop all this, and America's built in immigration. Like, no, you understand, my grandparents came illegally.
Listen, by definition, immigration is a good thing. It brings in more people to work. It brings down the cost of labor. I don't think anybody's anti-immigrant. I think the issue is you're anti-illegal immigration.
Yes.
That's the issue here. And the issue that this deport racism group keeps throwing out there is that Donald Trump's racist, he's against immigration, he's against this, and they're labeling him, and they're throwing up false pictures of Donald Trump, and they're trying to make him look bad.
And the hashtag they're using is hashtag #DeportRacism2016.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the super PAC. Which, by the way, I just want to bring this up. I found this here today. The campaign manager for the vulgar anti-Donald Trump Deport Racism super PAC also runs a pro-Hillary Clinton PAC. His name is Luke Montgomery. He's listed as the campaign manager for Deport Racism, and he's also the campaign manager for Bill for First Lady 2016, and that's to help Hillary Clinton. I don't know if Deport Racism is somehow connected to Hillary Clinton, but if it is, that's disgusting. That's disgusting on her part.
Well, it's no surprise someone like that will support Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely. It's no support that Hillary Clinton would probably accept that support. I don't see her ever coming. And I don't know if they are connected. But obviously, this guy who's in charge of the super PAC, who gave the okay on this video, Hillary Clinton's got to know about it.
Well, everybody knows about it.
So I'm surprised she won't say, I don't accept that message.
Because if somebody like this was connected, sort of supporting, let's say, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, any of the big guys on the right, they would immediately come out and say, they're not connected. That's not something they support.
Right.
Just like how the left eats up Black Lives Matter.
Racist.
And how the DNC supports them and endorses them and legitimizes them.
Mm-hmm.
These groups that do not know what they're talking about go for false premises, do not use rational arguments, and attack the right.
Listen, I want to talk about this next clip here. I want you to listen to what these kids have to say. Just listen to the talking points, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to people spewing nonsense. No sense of principles. No sense of knowing what's right and wrong. No sense of the Constitution. Wait till you get to that clip. But right now, I want to go ahead and focus on the labeling of Donald Trump, the smearing of this man, the smearing of Republicans, the smearing of anybody on who disagrees with the leftists, the tolerant ones. Listen to this video. Go ahead, producer. Play the clip.
Yo, Trump, you may be high in the polls.
Thanks to paint your racist f***ers, but you're all going to have to...
Right there. Racist voters, Vito. Republicans are nothing but racist voters. Beep, beep, you hear this. I had to censor that because it gets so vulgar to have children up there cursing and screaming because their parents allow them to. And because their parents are too stupid to focus on the truth. Let's break this down. Why is illegal immigration bad? I wanted you to set the argument straight. Use it against all your liberal friends. Go forth and attack a liberal with this argument. One a day, you do that, I'll be proud. Why is illegal immigration so bad, Vito?
You want to start first off that we have laws in this country, that we're a country of laws and not men, right?
Yeah, great point. Now keep going.
There you go. Keep going.
Come on, we got stronger points than that. Vito. Why is illegal immigration a terrible thing for this country? I'll tell you why. the whole idea of a country is to establish a government with borders so that its people can live within the confines of that government in a geographical location, pay taxes, and set up rules of law.
That is what makes a country.
But when people start disrespecting the laws of this country, then claim to settle here because they have a right to, then claim because they have a right to, they get to say whatever they want, they get to do whatever they want, they get to live on any system whenever they want, they get to accept college tuition grants from the government, they get to accept Medicare and Medicaid, they get to accept food stamps, they get to accept Obama phones, all on your taxpayer dime. I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand this fair and square. There is no way a person has a right to another person's things. These illegal immigrants think they have a right to stay in this country. And a country with its citizens who are protected by a government and pay taxes to that government and establish rules for people who are living here. The minute those people, the citizens of the United States, wake up and say, I'm not going to deal with this nonsense. I'm not going to deal with being told by illegal immigrants that I'm a racist person because I don't think you should be here because you broke the laws to get into my country and now you want my country to protect you. You're going to break the law that says how you can become a citizen to be protected by my government, and now you want to throw it out the window and still claim protections from my government. Does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me.
These rights are to protect American citizens. These rights are for citizens only. You have to become a citizen a certain way. And this is one of the forget about moments that ties into all this. But, these citizens, the illegal immigrants coming in, aside from bringing disease, terrorists could possibly come in.
Right.
Crime, killing border control agents.
Absolutely. Not just border control agents. What exactly? Kate Steinle in San Francisco. What about American citizens who are being shot by illegal immigrants? What about that? Are we not going to talk about that? How come deport racism doesn't bring that up? What? Does he not fit in the mold of illegal immigrants?
It's a humanitarian crisis.
It's humanitarian. Everything's humanitarian to the left. Everything's. What about our country? Is our country's issues not humanitarian?
What about the citizens?
Hold on, wait a second. Exactly, the citizens of this country, the problems that America faces, the $19 trillion debt that we have, the out-of-control spending, the ridiculous levels of taxation in this country, the growing race war going on in America. What about our issues? Is that not a humanitarian crisis? The undermining of liberty. What about that? We're not here to talk about that right now. We're too busy talking about how illegal immigrants, according to the left, have a right to sleep basically in your backyard off your tax money, can disrespect the rule of law, can do whatever they want. Can do whatever they want. And if you disagree with them, you're a racist. Look at Donald Trump. The man is outspoken. He's one of the few to actually do it because he's not afraid. So I give him props to that. And because he gets up, he says what he says. Notice how the left attacks him, but they don't use figureheads like Rachel Maddow. Chris Matthews, Nancy Pelosi, those people, whatever. They're morons on the left. But those morons on the left, Vito, aren't as effective and don't have a high level of shock as getting kids from a deport racism super PAC to come forward, make a video, use vulgar language, curse up and down the aisle, all in an effort to try to get Donald Trump to look bad, and all in an effort to attack those who disagree with him.
The shock value of how low can you go?
How low can you go? It's like a limbo song. Listen, here we go. I want to play this next clip. You're going to love this. And this talks about the Bill of Rights. Just as we're getting into this whole concept of law and we're getting into the Constitution, listen to what these people have to say, how they take the Bill of Rights, the document, one of the documents in the history of the world that puts the concept and ideas and philosophies of freedom and liberty into action. I want you to listen to what these people have to say about the Bill of Rights right here on the Vito and Vito Show.
You see, the Constitution makes me a citizen.
And you hate that because I'm brown.
And you say you're a patriot?
But you want to tear the Bill of Rights down.
I'm an American.
Born in the USA.
This is my home.
You can't take my rights away.
If you don't like our Constitution and what it stands for, get the out of my...
Right there. If you don't like our Constitution, get out of my country. Get out of my country. What? How is it your country? And again, I'm not yelling at these kids. They're naive. Hopefully they'll grow up. They'll read some freedom books. They'll read the Constitution a little better. Right now they're being indoctrinated, but I'm just trying to get to the heart of these issues here. I'm getting to the philosophical components of what these people are trying to talk about, and I'm trying to understand how is it that an illegal immigrant, how we're living in their country. Can someone explain that to me? Look, I was never big on the whole concept of illegal immigrants are invading America. I never really bought into that. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? As the mind frame on the left towards immigration grows to more and more ridiculous points and levels, such as open borders, Medicare for all, paid sick leave for everybody and their mother from here all the way to Europe. Because, we have to take care of people. All on your dime. I'm becoming to think that there are two huge, monumental issues in the world that need to have our attention. One, the illegal immigrant problem, because that, by definition, will breed in, because illegal immigrants come here illegally, there's no way to track them. That's going to bring in terrorism.
Of course.
And the other one is Islamic extremism.
Both invading.
Both invading two different fronts. You have Islamics on one side, and the other side you got illegal immigrants. Isn't it something?
And the back door is wide open.
Well, no one's there to protect it. There is nobody patrolling that back door. But, they talk about the Bill of Rights. Yeah, they talk about the Bill of Rights. They say I was born here. I have rights and all that stuff.
How Anchor Baby is so insulting.
How Anchor Baby is insulting. How Anchor Baby, ladies and gentlemen, is insulting. Anchor Baby is insulting. Again, back to the 14th Amendment. We've had this argument time and time again. How many times are we going to make this point that just because you're born here doesn't mean you have citizenship? That issue is vested in the Congress of the United States. It's in Article 1 of the Constitution. It is a delegated power to the Congress to determine immigration law. They're going to determine the citizenship of the people, not the 14th Amendment, because it does not apply to illegal immigrants. I find this concept to be bizarre. I find it to be baffling that those people who claim they know the Constitution, those illegal immigrants don't know the Constitution. But they're going to make the point time and time again and try to make us look like idiots. They're going to try to make us and tell us we're stupid. Baffles me, Vito, in every single sense of the word right now. And I got to say, deport racism should be ashamed of themselves.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I think it's something that we need to take a look at. But ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a lot more of these vulgar, disgusting smear attempts on all Republican candidates. But just notice how Republicans technically tend to stay above the fray. They never stoop down to these ridiculous levels of shame, of shock value. None of that. And no one's going around saying Bernie Sanders is a raving communist, Hitler-like, he's going to kill everybody. No. Republicans aren't going to go around and use these ad hominem attacks to attack other people. They're going to use reasoned arguments, and that's important. Mm-hmm. Notice that. The difference between the right and the left. The right always uses reason. The left is the one that using emotions, using their whims and their feelings in order to get their points across.
And the curse words and the vulgar language.
Yeah, shock value.
What kind of argument do you see from that video? Does anything make sense?
No.
Does anything? Aside from all the curses.
Sure.
Because, you use vulgar language like illegals, and you hate all Mexicans. Mm-hmm. So, F you. Great way to start an argument.
Sure.
What kind of argument? What point do you make? Nothing. Nothing makes sense. So it's not legitimate. Mm-hmm. What is this?
It's nothing, Vito. Again, it is the left being the left, doing what they do best, making lots of noise. You know what the left reminds me of?
What?
They remind me of, remember when you were a kid, you used to like hit around like pots and pans in the kitchen?
I was a special child, yes.
Yeah, you still do sometimes. And all you do is just bang on pots and pans, making lots and lots of noise because you love the sound. You just like sound. That's what the left reminds me of. They like sound. Disgusting, Vito. Absolutely disgusting. Listen, I want to move over to a next topic right now. I want to talk about the fall of Jeb Bush. Vito, it's over for Jeb. I'm calling it. The man will
fall. He just relaunched his campaign.
He's
Vito.
falling. He's falling. He's falling. I'm telling you now, I'm calling it, by March, he's gone.
By March?
By March, he's dropping out of the race. $20 here on the Vito and Vito show.
I think that March is a little late.
You think it's late?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. When do you think he'll drop out? Tomorrow.
Just after New Year's.
Huh?
Give it after
You think
January.
he won't even make it to Iowa?
No.
Really?
He's broke, remember?
Well, let's talk about that now for an issue. You got some information there about Jeb Bush falling down. We know he cut down campaign staffers, right?
He did.
He did. He cut the salary of a lot of his campaign staff. He came up with a new slogan.
Ready for this, Vito?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeb can fix it.
Oh, is he Bob the Builder?
Yes, we can. It's the first thing I thought of.
Jeb can
fix it.
What can Jeb fix? First of all, the first issue we need to take a look at, and I want to stress this point, made by Friedrich von Hayek. You read the book, Road to Serfdom?
Good guy, yeah.
Yeah, good guy, yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Yes, what was your point? Yeah.
Have you read, you know what I'm talking about, The Road to Serfdom?
Yes, Vito.
Yes, Hayek, okay? Friedrich Hayek talks about how we need to erase this notion in our minds that politicians can solve anything. They're not problem solvers. They can't fix anything. The only thing they can do is get out of the way and let people be free. Let them contract with one another. Let them make up their own decisions because people are people. They got their own minds, their own values, their own interests, and it's not the same as mine, so let's leave us alone. You cannot use a big government policy to start retooling people's lives. It doesn't work like that. Everybody is different, and the left doesn't seem to... For the left, I find this so funny. Everybody is different. That's the central point in our philosophy here. Everybody is different, so therefore the government can't make a policy that suits everybody. So then... but how many times the leftists say, "Oh, everyone's different, we're all diverse,
but we're all equal."
So we can have government tell us whatever to do because the government's the best thing in the world, according to the left.
Perfect sense.
Meanwhile, we're the ones in our central philosophy that says, "No, you schmuck. Listen to me. We're all different. We all got different tastes and preferences and values. Leave us alone. Let us make our own decisions. Let us react to the market. Let the market react to us. Let's work.
Let us play fantasy football."
Yeah, there you go.
Like Jeb was saying. All these things, you see Jeb Bush, Hillary Clinton, they're not much.
No, it's all the same. But I just wanted to stress that point about how the government, as Hayek said, the government cannot fix anything. Stop thinking politicians can fix things.
Jeb can fix it.
But that goes to show you just how out of touch the establishment is with the base.
I want at campaign rallies and everything, like when he goes to speak, like at CPAC,
Yeah,
I want people
throw
to
hammers
bring
at
him. Okay.
You can all throw nails and hammers at Jeb Bush.
I was gonna say people just bring him broken things that they have and ask him to fix it.
Jeb, my sink broke. Can you do me a favor? Is this a Jeb Bush campaign? I need some help fixing things. My roof's got a leak.
Don't laugh. I used to intern for my congressman, who's now in prison, Michael Grimm, and I'll be in the office, and old ladies will call up and like, "My sink broke. Can you fix it?"
Yeah, well.
I said, "Lady, this is the congressman's office. Okay? This is not what we do."
Well, that's the point of public service. Listen, we're going to break. When we return here to the Vito and Vito show, more talk on the fall of Jeb Bush, the rise of Marco Rubio, and hopefully the smashing smackdown of all of the Rhino candidates, including Jeb and Marco Rubio. That's right, Marco Rubio, a Rhino. Wait till you hear what we have to say. And hopefully the rise of a true conservative like Ted Cruz. And we also got Forget About It Moments of the Week right here on the Vito and Vito show.
Are you tired of people making fun of what you stand for? Are you angry at Washington, D.C. and the elected officials who don't want to hear what you have to say? Are you sick of watching those who claim to be conservative act like liberals? Are you tired of the mainstream media? We Are America Radio is now your alternative choice. We are a 24/7 network designed to inform, educate you with opinions like you've never heard before. Our blend of rookie and veteran voices will keep you wanting for more. Not to mention, we are the #1 political and government talk radio station on the Live 365 platform. So check out weareamericaradio.com for our direct stream, or download us on your phone or tablet with the Live 365 or TuneIn free apps and just type in WAA Radio. Share us with your family members and coworkers. We are America. We are you.
Are you among the 64% of Americans who believe our country is going in the wrong direction? If yes, then eVoiceAmerica.com is the political take-action site we've all been waiting for. And it's really free. eVoice America provides your personal list of elected reps every time you log on. This makes it so easy to email your opinions and e-votes on top issues directly to each of our DC elected representatives. eVoice then publishes our e-vote majority percentages on top issues to each member of Congress and the media. Now, for the first time in history, we can know what millions of American citizens are telling Congress. No more gridlock. Join the new American majority using eVoiceAmerica.com, putting Americans in control of Congress. Visit eVoiceAmerica.com today. It's free and easy to use. That's eVoiceAmerica.com.
You are listening to War, the #1 political talk radio station on Live 365 Radio, where conservatives, libertarians, and Tea Party make it happen.
I don't care who our candidate is, and I haven't since the beginning of this. I haven't. Ask not what the candidate can do for you, ask what you can do for the candidate. We are there to confront them on behalf of our candidate. I will march behind whoever our candidate is, because if we don't, we lose. Because if we don't, we lose. Because if we don't, we lose. There are two paths. There are two paths. Black, white, gay, and straight. Anyone that's willing to stand next to me to fight the progressive left, I will be in that bunker. And if you're not in that bunker because you're not satisfied with this candidate, more than shame on you, you're on the other side. Thank you. Thank you. War.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
Are you among the 64% of Americans who believe our country is going in the wrong direction? If yes, then eVoiceAmerica.com is the political take-action site we've all been waiting for. And it's really free. eVoice America provides your personal list of elected reps every time you log on. This makes it so easy to email your opinions and e-votes on top issues directly to each of our DC elected representatives. eVoice then publishes our e-vote majority percentages on top issues to each member of Congress and the media. Now, for the first time in history, we can know what millions of American citizens are telling Congress. No more gridlock. Join the new American majority using eVoiceAmerica.com, putting Americans in control of Congress. Visit eVoiceAmerica.com today. It's free and easy to use. That's eVoiceAmerica.com.
And we're back in the Vito and Vito Show. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Vito and Vito Show. And, of course, our wonderful website, www.vitoandvito.com. Vito, we're talking about Jeb Bush, how Jeb can fix things.
Mm-hmm.
How
we think Jeb can fix things.
Well, he thinks. He tries, Vito.
He tries. It's the ever cumbersome issue in politics. Oh, I can fix it. Just elect me and I'll do it for you. I'll fix it. I can do it. Elect me.
The 9 scariest words are, I'm here from the government. From the government, I'm here to help. So we learned that less government works because the government doesn't try to fix things because they cause a problem.
Of course, again, because they don't, and there's so many different factors as to why. One of the main reasons is because government doesn't receive what we call market signals, so there is no feedback in the government. I mean, if I'm a business, Vito, and let's say I'm selling condoms.
Perfect.
Okay.
You'll have my dollar.
Great. So because I knew okay. So I'm selling these widgets. I'm selling these condoms here. And all of a sudden, I start to put spikes in my condoms. Now, obviously, are you going to buy them?
Probably. But most people won't.
Most people won't. So then a competitor, another Vito, opens up a condom store, and they're custom made. So
handmade. Handmade by Vito.
Okay? But now people are obviously going to go where, Vito?
To buy my condoms that were handmade that don't have spikes and holes in them.
And now I see this and I say, oh, wow, obviously the market is not responding to me, so I'm going to take out the spikes out of my condoms and maybe put... This is ridiculous, but you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, you're still experimenting, and I got you.
But the point is, innovation is had in the free market because that's where consumers ultimately vote with their dollar. They take their money and they vote for what they want based on their taste and preferences, which are all individual and all based on our own selves.
And that's how Trojan became the #1 condom
But the point being, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you look at this issue, I can't believe we did this. But when you look at the issue of government not getting market signals back, not being able to be receptive to what the people want because the people can't go anywhere. They're stuck by the government. They're forced. And as a result, Vito, government cannot perform its necessary functions because it doesn't get feedback. Imagine going to class and never getting a report card. You don't know if you improved. You don't know if you failed. That is why the government is never efficient. It doesn't get market signals. It cannot know if it's doing a good job or not. It just taxes people a hell of a lot more than they did yesterday to finance ridiculous programs that they give away favors to people.
They give away free things.
They give away free things so that people vote for politicians to keep feeding them, quote, free stuff, which just really comes out of their paycheck in one form or another. But that's the issue on why politicians cannot fix things. They cannot receive market signals, one of the more bigger points. And Jeb Bush makes this his new campaign slogan. He tries to restart his campaign, try to get the grassroots involved, trying to become a conservative. And the first thing he does is fall flat on his face because he uses the concept, Jeb can't fix it. You can't fix it. There's no way for you to fix it unless you create 4, 5, 6. You open up the field to multiple governments and have them compete with one another. But obviously that would be a ridiculous and crazy idea that would go against everything this country stands for, like a small, limited one government. And as a result, you fly in the face of everything that conservatives want. Less government.
What if he means that he can fix it by getting government out of things?
Explain to me one thing Jeb Bush said he would cut. I could tell you one thing Jeb Bush said he would regulate, and that is fantasy football. So please explain to me where in the context of Jeb Bush's campaign he's willing to cut things. I haven't seen it. But I certainly seen nonsense from Jeb Bush talking about how we should regulate fantasy football because obviously that's a form of gambling. You know, gambling is bad.
Shut up.
Shut up. Go home. No authority in the Constitution to regulate fantasy football.
It should be legal.
It should be legal.
Gambling, prostitution, drugs, all of it.
Libertarianism is a wonderful thing, isn't it? But the point is, you gotta be crazy to think that the government, the federal government, out of all governments to regulate things from, the federal government, who is the most detached from the individual as possible, can regulate effectively, efficiently, and justly fantasy football. I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely disgusting, and it's a shame. But Vito, I want to talk about quickly as Jeb falls. Turn around, Vito. I'm over here.
Oh,
over here. As Jeb falls down the polls, I want you to think of Marco Rubio.
You mean the new establishment puppet?
The new establishment puppet. That's all Marco Rubio is. He came out the other day and said he supported, he would keep Barack Obama's executive amnesty.
But wait, then another time he said he's not.
Oh, he's not. Then he spoke in Spanish and he said something else, and then he spoke in English and he said another thing.
But wait.
What?
What I like to do.
Then he had the Gang of Eight thing. That Gang of Eight bill. That's just another sidestep. But he's
flip-flops more than flip-flop. Okay?
What do you like to do?
I like to look at, this is a great thing, when you say who's conservative, or who's lying, or who's lying, is look at who is donating to certain campaigns.
That's a good way to look at it.
When Muslims from the Middle East are donating to Hillary's campaign, a red flag should go up.
Just maybe. Just maybe something should go off in your head.
So when all the conservatives and the Tea Party guys donate to Ted Cruz, that's great. You see where it's coming from. You follow the money trail, right? Marco Rubio got a huge establishment-known donor who is also pro-amnesty to donate to his campaign recently.
Shocking.
And he's supposed to be getting another one soon.
Shocking.
So all the establishment, remember, Jeb is broke, no establishment money going towards him anymore. He's done. Now they're bringing the establishment money to Marco Rubio. But why won't the establishment go for somebody like Ted Cruz or Rand Paul, one of those guys?
That would be sacrilegious.
That goes completely against their interests because those guys aren't pro-amnesty, for example. So the pro-amnesty guys go for Marco Rubio. But he's not pro-amnesty. But then he is. But he's not. Wednesday he is. Then Thursday he's not. What is it? What is it? How can
he's
you trust
bisexual on amnesty. You like that? That's good?
Great. Great. Let's just go to the forget about it moments. Let's just segue into that.
Forget about it?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Paul, forget about it.
Yes, forget about it. Moments of the week right here on the Vito and Vito Show. We count down the top 3 craziest moments in the week, this being one of them. We're going to have a lot of fun this segment. We already gave away one of the forget about it, but Vito's going to recap and tell us a little bit more. But Vito, what are the forget about it moments of the week? For those of you who don't know, by the way, forget about it is a term in Brooklyn, a term of shock. Talk about shock value. Forget about it, baby. This is crazy. It's a thing. It's a thing in Brooklyn. It's a shtick. Deal with it or get out. All right, Vito, what do we got here? Our first forget about it moment of the week.
The first one, the Workers' World Party.
All right, here we go. So they're a free market, libertarian, Tea Party,
I was gonna say
liberty-loving group. All right, so what are they called again?
The Workers' World Party.
The Workers' World. You should be good. Okay, come on.
In New York City, our backyard, Vito,
nice.
are holding a 2-day conference to spread socialism. It's titled Putting Socialist Revolution on the Table. Let's do this. It's about time Karl Marx was undug from his grave.
Karl Marx, Che Guevara, and Frederick Engels walk into a bar. They all split the bill.
And then pay for it.
Actually, no, you all buy drinks and exactly. I messed up that joke, but that was really good.
Great job.
Great job. But I mean,
the socialists are here. That's what's happening. That's
the
point. There's a revolution. Things are happening. They're coming for us.
But you know what? It's been happening in this country for years and years and years.
Right, and this is what Marx predicted. The United States is going to be the first one. We weren't, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Well, he did say capitalism will lead to socialism, and socialism will lead inevitably to communism. So we said capitalism is good for the advancement of communism. This is according to Karl Marx, and obviously that's not the case. But I find this to be baffling that the Workers Unite, Workers World Party. Let's go to the conference, Vito. That should be a fun thing. We're going to try to get in, ladies and gentlemen, report on this next week. You're going to love this. We're going to try to make some socialists mad. We might get hanged, exactly.
Did some guy say communism only works in 2 places, like heaven where they don't need it and hell? Or something like that?
I never heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Reagan.
I swear, it's on my calendar.
Yeah, well, then we'll find out. We'll get back to you next week.
Fact check that.
We'll fact check that.
Well, if not, then I'm taking that quote. I like it. Ready?
Next forget about a moment here.
The last one.
Last one? We're supposed to have 3.
Oh.
You see, you don't even make any sense anymore.
I can't count, Vito.
What? I know you can't count.
Public education.
You can't even wipe your ass. What do we got? Come on.
Illegal immigrants. A pro-illegal immigrant group created their own Bill of Rights that demands birth certificate, citizenship, medical insurance, free medical insurance.
Here we go.
And free in-state tuition.
Here we go. Again, let's start this argument off. Number 1, what is a right? Good. A freedom to action in a social context. Free to, what does it mean, Vito, to be free? Free from? Coercion and force. And what does it mean to be free from coercion and force? Liberty. You cannot force another person to pay for your birth certificate. You cannot pay for another person or force another person to pay for your medical insurance. That's not a right. That's a contradiction. Only if these people read Ayn Rand, Hayek, or von Mises, maybe we'll get somewhere in terms of intellectual clout. But instead, these idiots, again, like a baby in the bathwater who like to scream, splash, and throw soap on themselves. This is nothing but nonsense.
But Che told me differently.
What did Che say?
He said pick up arms.
You said grow a beard and like it. All right, what do we got?
Hey, no shave November.
No shave
Are
November.
you shaving?
I always have a beard. I have this little cool chin strap thing going and a goatee.
Yeah, cool, whatever you say. I shave. So
you shave?
Yes.
Everywhere? Everywhere.
Smooth.
Yep.
I feel the breeze.
You feel the breeze.
Let's forget about it.
We go from like a good political talk to this. I mean, it's just
because you gotta give people a break. They're listening. Like, I get it. Socialism's bad. Jeb Bush is right. What? Condoms? Vito started a condom company. I gotta get some of those spikes. Oh yeah. All right, back to Jeb Bush.
Yeah, gotcha.
See, that's how it goes. But let's forget about it. This is what really grinds my gears. Okay? California legislators want to force porn stars to wear condoms during all movies filmed in California.
All right, this is nonsense.
Now, I don't know if you watch a lot of porn, but I'll insight you because I read up on this. I don't know if you watch enough porn, but a lot of films in the adult film world are filmed in California, sunny California, outside,
there's a
inside,
reason.
everywhere.
There's a reason why people always go to California. There's a reason for that.
For the porn?
For the porn. Porn in the sunshine. But all right, so because there's an underlying philosophical issue here about liberty that I really want to get to.
Why else were we talking about on the show?
Well, oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Why?
We're not just going to sit here and talk about porn stars. Are you kidding me? There's a message behind this.
There's a message. There's more. Stay with me, ladies. There's a moral to this story. Don't go anywhere. Now, okay, what do we got?
California, apparently they took a poll in California, all the liberals, 70% of people in California think that the porn industry should be regulated and force all actors to wear condoms during scenes. Now, they did this in LA in 2012, and their porn industry dropped by 90%. They all just left LA.
I'm so glad you have extensive knowledge on porn, Vito. I love in-house Dr. Vito DiGiovanni of porn history. I love it.
Thank you. I'm going to put that on my resume. But, you've watched enough videos, you notice what's in Los Angeles scenery, and you notice over the last couple of years, it's not in LA anymore. And you have to wonder. And it's the liberals' fault.
Because that's what I'm looking at when
You spit on that. You get too excited, Vito.
This is too funny. All right. But let's talk about the underlying philosophical message here. Ladies and gentlemen, adult film stars have a right to do what they want. I mean, it's freedom to, again, we define what a right is. A right to, liberty is a right to liberty, right to freedom, right to pursue your own goals, your own happiness, your own contracts. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me if this makes any sense. Whether you think pornography is bad or it's good, whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. Does not matter. For the record, Vito and I still subscribe to Playboy. So it does not matter. Does not matter what we believe in terms of if pornography is good or not. The question is, should people be allowed to do it so long as they're not hurting anybody? If you agree on that statement, then do you believe in the principles of liberty where the idea of a freedom to contract is a fundamental right between two people?
Yes.
If adult film star A and adult film star B, and in some films, adult film stars C to Z all get together
and Vito
at the same time, ready to make a film, please explain to me how if those film stars agree to terms with the production company and whatever else they're agreeing on, and it's a private matter, why is the government imposing its will on these people in an attempt to, quote, make it safer? They don't know. Who cares? Maybe these people don't care about safety.
No, it's all about safety, Vito. This is why they're trying to force the actors.
I understand. Maybe the actors don't care about safety. They have their own issues.
But did you know that these film stars are among the cleanest in the world? Because they're constantly tested, constantly being protective and watching out for certain things. That these people are the least likely to get the disease or STDs or anything along that.
Right. Well, I know they are tested routinely for, I think, HIV testing.
Yes, because this is what they do.
Yeah.
Often.
Well, if you don't follow the condom requirement, it's a $70,000 fine. Oh, that's how high the fines go up to. $70,000. That's crazy.
Jeez, I'll just buy the pack. I can afford that.
It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, look, there's lots of issues on here that explain why porn and condoms don't go together. I don't really know, but I know that they, you got to look it up on your own. To me, there's a fundamental issue. The government is imposing on the right to contract where two people, or more than two people, are not getting hurt. They're doing what they want to do, independent of anything else, and they're making money at it, so good for them. Who cares? And frankly, like you said, Vito, it is a very safe industry in terms of preventing sexual transmitted diseases, because the current industry tests actors every 14 days for HIV. Every 14 days, every 2 weeks, tested for HIV.
And STDs.
And other STDs. Porn stars are tested every 2 weeks. By current industry standards. So, this is just nonsense off the books right here, Vito. This bothers me to high heavens. It does.
But you see, California, the government's trying to
impose
legislate morality.
Right.
Trying to tell you, don't be silly, wrap your willy.
Is that one of the phrases?
Okay, cover your stump before you hump.
Oh, there you go.
All these kind of things. Before you tap it, cap it. Right, Vito? Just use protection.
This is unbelievable.
You can't go wrong if you shield your dong.
All right, we got...
All right, this is what California's trying to tell you guys. When in doubt, shroud your sprout.
All right, Vito, we get the point. We get it, guys. All right, we get it. But the point is, look...
But this should be voluntary. It's up to you.
It should be. Of course, it's not up to you. It's up to the people that you agree to work with. But by definition, you have to agree to those terms of that contract. So, yeah, it is up to you, but it's up to you because you and your fellow man came up to conclusions on your own without the government.
I was reading the Huffington Post article. And, they interviewed all these, great female actresses. And they were telling them how, it also just kills the industry because it's not like you can just choose to wear a condom. Like, why don't you just use protection? It's because it's either you do or you don't get in the scene, and the director will fire you. They're like, we have other girls that want to do this because they're just flocking to do porn.
They're knocking down the doors. I love it.
Because, condoms and porn don't go together.
Hey, if you had to pick a pornography name, what would it be?
A name?
Yeah, I'm Vito the Torpedo. The Italian Sausage King. What do you think of that? This too vulgar for you, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so sorry.
How do we jump to this? I'm actually talking about the porn industry and how the liberals destroy businesses.
I thought liberals were supposed to be the tolerant ones who were like, oh yeah, freedom of expression, and then they go in to destroy businesses by regulation on top of regulation. Disgusting, Vito. It bothers me. It really bothers me. But okay, what was your name, Big?
I don't know.
Come on.
You
just came up with a whole slew of different fun, safe sex phrases. What do you got? Vito Volcano.
There you go. Hurricane.
Vito. Oh, no. Here I am, ready to rock you like a hurricane.
I like that song.
Oh no.
There we go.
Are you protected? The government says we have to be protected. Screw what the government says. Be free.
California also legislated last year that you, while in relations with a woman, that you have to ask verbally, and she has to consent verbally, each move you make to make sure she's okay with it. So, if you're kissing a girl and you move your hand lower, you have to ask her, is this okay with you? Do you like that? And she has to say yes. Because if she doesn't say yes to that, you might just sexually harass her and you go in prison for 20 to 25 years and it's over.
That's the whole rape culture thing. That's what that is.
Yes.
Yeah, because apparently the feminists and these crazy liberals on the left all claim that we are living in a rape culture.
It's like, Your Honor, I did not allow him to put his hand back there.
I just put your hand on your shoulder. I didn't mean to get out of control. But I mean, stuff like this is getting out of control. We live in what they call a rape culture where men are seeking to rape. We're like,
it's our nature. It's like Freud or something. It just has to happen.
We're itching. We're ready to go. Itching. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like, no, men are controlled just as much as women are. This is crazy.
You have to see how the women throw themselves at us.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Jeez, you thought the Beatles were bad.
I don't know, Vito. It certainly is an interesting program, isn't it?
I like it. But I can't stand California's freaking legislations.
No, it's tyranny.
Yes.
It's tyranny. That's tyranny right there.
How do you force people to verbally consent in the middle of a hot, passionate moment? I can't stand these people. Jeez, this is why I can't go to California, because I'm going to get sued.
Why?
I'm going to get
Because
arrested.
you can't make love in California?
No!
Because you rely on having sex without a woman's consent, my friend. That's what it is.
I don't rely on these things. Jesus
That's what
Christ.
it is. Yeah.
No, they usually say okay.
They usually...
Can we end the show, please?
Oh, man, there is something absolutely wrong with
She nodded. She knows what's happening.
She wasn't conscious, but she nodded. She understood.
She had a few too many drinks. So I bought them.
So what? Oh, man, you're an absolute disaster. Please. You are an absolute disaster. But we gotta love him here on the Vito and Vito Show. Yes, that's right, the Vito and Vito Show. Two guys with the same name talking about sex, condoms, porn, and liberty. How better could you get? The Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Again, www.vitoandvito.com. Give us a follow. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vito and Vito Show. Vito, we got a Twitter fan for this week?
Of course we do.
Do we have a Twitter fan? Who do we have?
At Noodle Chomp.
Why?
Why? Because they're the ones that retweet and get involved and actually talk to us on social media. Also, because I think Noodle Chomp has a lot to do with our last topic we just spoke about.
All right, at Noodle Chomp, congratulations. You are our Twitter fan of the week.
Noodle Chomp.
Best of luck to you. All right, Vito and Vito signing off here. Vito.
From the anal wars of the Empire State Building.
Because we cannot afford the first floor.
In Brooklyn.
It's nothing but the truth.